Hello Internet and welcome to another Havok3D video. Today we are doing video 3 in our workshop build series, and today we're focusing on the walnut wall, or the feature wall. In the last build log, I painted this room in a B&Q Charcoal Sketch colour, and that was the first proper visual change in this room. But this episode is where the main print wall really starts to come together. This is the wall that will eventually hold the printer racks, the machines, the filament storage, the lighting, and hopefully the main Havok3D branding. Before all this wall and the room was a spare bedroom in our new house, and I am now turning it into a dedicated workshop area using some concepts that I generated using my styles and branding and my own personal thoughts and interpretations of how I wanted it. You can check out the last 2 videos in this build series via my YouTube channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So today I'm installing the walnut feature wall, building the shelving units, wrapping the MDF boards, and starting to turn this wall into an actual print farm area. It will finally become a usable workshop. Are you ready? Let's get to it. For the feature wall, I wanted something dark, warm, and a bit more industrial than just another painted wall. The original idea was to use proper acoustic slat wall panels, but they were very, very expensive. I mean, some of them were like 50-60 quid a sheet, and you only get like yay amount of wall coverage, and I would have needed a fair few of them. So in the end I went with a much cheaper option, just literally buying some imitation type style wall panels, foam paneling from Temu, which is this one on the screen here. They worked out about £10 a roll, and I only needed 10 of them, so it was much cheaper than these wall slats. Each roll that I've had was 40 centimeters wide by 3 meters long, so the plan was to run it vertically down the wall and create that darker slat style effect without needing the required timber panels that were much more expensive. Each panel had a very sticky back to it, and trust me, I was pulling paint and plaster off the wall if I got it wrong, so I really recommend you get it right the first time. Is it going to be the same quality as real wood or proper acoustic panels? Hell no, but for this stage of the workshop build, I think it will do the job just fine. The goal is just to make the printer wall look darker, warmer, and more intentional while keeping the budget under control. The wall is roughly 4 meters wide, and each roll is about 40 centimeters across, so in theory I needed 10 vertical strips to cover the full width. The good thing that each roll was 3 meters long and the wall height just over 2 meters, so each strip had enough to go from ceiling to skirting with a bit of extra to trim. The slightly scary part is getting the first strip straight. With anything adhesive or self-adhesive, the first piece matters because every other piece will go on from there. But let's be honest, did I get this perfectly straight? Oh no, I didn't. And am I worried about it? Not at all. If I wanted this to look like an expert had done it, I would have gone ahead and paid for someone to do exactly this. But I am doing this by myself, so the results are mine and mine alone. These rolls were peel and stick, so the process was really simple. Line it up, peel the plastic off, put it on the wall, and smooth it all down. In reality though, it was still quite fiddly, making sure that I got it as straight as possible, avoided bubbles, making sure I didn't get it stuck to itself, or in some cases the sticky adhesive peel getting torn in underneath and not letting this panel stick. There was a few complications, but I managed to achieve it in the end. But once the first few pieces started to go onto the wall, things started to look and change really quickly. The plain painted wall started to disappear, and the room immediately felt warmer and more workshop-like. This is exactly why I wanted the feature wall in the first place. The charcoal paint made the room darker, it made it cleaner, but the walnut effect adds some texture and contrast. It stops everything feeling too flat, especially with all the black racking and printers that will eventually sit in front of it. I'm not expecting perfection here, and by a long shot, as I said earlier, if I wanted this to be done perfectly, I would have paid someone to come in and do it. So I am doing this the best I can. So this budget wall covering from Temu is a perfect, cheap, and budget-friendly way of doing it. But for a workshop 3D printing room, especially with shelves, printers, and other lighting effects going to be in front of it, I think it's going to look and work perfectly. So are you ready to take a look at the finished wall? Well, here we go. And here we are. And this is where the room starts to feel very different. The charcoal paint was the very first big change, but now the walnut wall makes it feel much more like the vision I had intended. It gives the printer wall a proper backdrop, and once the black racking and the red lighting and printers are in place, I think this should start to look much like the Havok3D workshop concept that I had very first designed. And here's the room with the racking up. I've managed to vinyl cover the MDF panels, except one because I've run out of vinyl, so that'll be done soon. But you can see that the whole room is now coming into fruition. So there we have it. Workshop build log number 3 is done. We've done the walnut wall, we've painted, we've got the shelves up, and I've even managed to get the printers out the box very quickly because I wanted to, get them out the box because that's the exciting bit, right? But there's still lots to do. We've got lighting to sort. I actually need a new light for the ceiling because, well, this one is absolutely abysmal, and since painting I've noticed that the actual room is a lot darker, which is natural because we've got a darker room color obviously, so we need more lighting. So I have a nice garage ceiling hexagon light thing coming soon, so that will be fun learning how to install that because I've never done electronics before. So we've got lots to do still. So I'm just really happy that this is actually now starting to come in. So we've got 1x1C, we've got some A1s. There's plenty here, and I'm looking forward to getting them set up and actually properly underway. They're going to need maintenance because they've been in boxes for quite a few months because of the move and such, so I've still got plenty to keep me busy. But the main thing is I now have a room that is going to be a dedicated workshop setup. So I will keep you posted. We've got probably more videos coming when I actually finish off certain parts of the room, like the lighting and getting the printer set up properly with lights and whatnot. But before I just talk, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this content, and I hope you join me for future videos when we actually go through other things like painting, printing, all sorts of things like that. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.